Today I'm going to show you how to set up your Lumix FZ300 for video recording. Before you even turn on your camera, you must choose the right SD card. The FZ300 can record in VGA, don't use that, Full HD and 4K. I recommend that you invest in cards that can record 4K video. Always use reputable brands and avoid cheap cards because these can cause your recording to fail. Second thing, get extra batteries. The FZ300 comes with one battery and it lasts about 45 to 60 minutes. So get 2 to 3 spare batteries, get genuine ones if you can, but generic ones will work as well. Now you're ready to set the recording mode. Move the top dial to the movie camera icon and this unlocks full manual video control. Next thing, you want to set your recording format. Go to Menu, Motion Picture, Record Format. Set it to MP4 and this is best for YouTube and is universally compatible. If you are an event photographer and you want long recordings, then set your recording format to AVCHD. I recommend that you use MP4 all the time and then invest in SD cards for longer recordings. Next, you want to set your recording quality. Again, go to Menu, Motion Picture and set recording quality. You can choose 4K, Full HD or VGA. For maximum detail, choose 4K, 100M and 30 frames per second. Next, we want to look at our audio. Make sure you enable mic level display so that the audio levels are shown during recording. You also want to be able to set your mic level adjustments and set levels so peaks hit -6 decibels and avoid going above -3 decibels so that you don't get distortion. If you're recording outside, you might also consider using the wind noise canceller. You can turn it on for outdoor shooting. The camera has a mic level limiter. You can turn this on so that your levels don't distort, especially if you have unpredictable sound levels. It's highly recommended that you use an external mic if you're going to be recording audio. Next thing is you want to set your exposure mode. Set it to P, A, S or M. M stands for manual exposure and this is what is recommended. It gives you full control over shutter speed, aperture and ISO. Always observe the shutter speed rule for natural looking motion. Set shutter speed to double your frame rate. So if you're shooting at 30 frames per second, then your shutter speed should be 1/60th of a second. Next, set your image control settings. Go to Menu and then choose Photo Style. Standard is a good starting point. Scene-like D is a flatter look but has more dynamic range, so you can capture more highlights and more shadows. Natural is best for skin tones. To get cleaner footage, try reducing the sharpening and noise by a factor of -2. Next, let's look at the autofocus settings. Use AFF or autofocus following for continuous focus during movement, and then use AFS or autofocus single for interviews with minimal movement. A good feature that most people don't really use is the AF plus MF. When you have this on, the camera lets you fine-tune manual focus after autofocus locks. In manual focus mode, you want to turn your focus peaking on. So go to Menu, Focus, and then Peaking, and then turn that to on. And what that does is it highlights edges that are in focus. Next, let's set our white balance. You want to set your white balance manually, so try and avoid auto white balance or the presets. Go to the white balance button, which is the right arrow on the D-pad, and then go to custom white balance. Point the camera at a white or gray object in the lighting conditions you're going to be in and press set. If you are indoors with stable lighting, then you can also use the Kelvin mode and set the mode to 3200 kelvins for tungsten and 5600 kelvins for daylight. You want to use the lowest ISO that's possible in your lighting conditions, especially because this camera is a small sensor camera and so doesn't do well when it comes to low light and high ISO values. To make sure that your exposure is good, you may want to turn on your histogram and your zebra pattern. Set your zebra at 95% and this warns you when bright areas are overexposed. You can also set your guidelines on so that you can use the rule of thirds, and this is useful for framing. If you want slow motion, then go to the high speed video setting. Go to menu, high speed video, and then choose 120 frames per second. And this will record slow motion automatically. The last thing that you might want to do is to customize your touch and button settings. So when you customize your buttons, you have faster access to certain things, and some of the things you can customize are your ISO, your white balance, your autofocus mode, your record format quality, and your zebras. That way you can quickly make those changes in the settings without going deep into menus. And that's how you set up the Lumix FZ300 for clean, sharp, professional looking videos. If you'd like a full series on shooting, exposure and editing, hit like and subscribe. See you in the next video.